channel and Craft With Me Monday. I am working with the kit from Wild Rose Bohemian, the Cottage Dreams, and I'm working with the Junk Journal kit. But I thought I had to share with you my Sovereign freebies, and I'll do a quick flip through. I haven't cut them out yet because I'm not at the point of decorating my journal yet. We're just going to add pages and do that cover today. But look how beautiful these are, and so generous. So at one point here in the video, I'm going to give you the password, and you can go and get these too. They're so pretty. I love this kit. So we'll discuss that a little bit later. So I have my journal here. Oh, the other thing I want to just talk first before we go any further is my printer misbehaved. And when your printer doesn't misbehave, you get these beautiful prints. Gorgeous, aren't they? Beautiful. But when your printer misbehaves, then you get this. And unfortunately, I was doing batch printing, and I did not discover that's what it was doing. So you're going to see some of my pages that are going to look like this, and you're going to see some that are just perfect. But I wanted to explain why. It was my printer that did it, and I didn't catch it in time. But I printed an awful lot, and I didn't want to waste the paper or my ink. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're going to print, don't do it in batches, and keep an eye on it. Okay, so this is how far we got last time. We made this cover, and I have some signatures ready to go. I figured I didn't have to show you how I put my signatures together, because you probably know how to do that. But I will show you how I'm going to bind this one, because it's one of my favorite ways to do it. And it looks a little awkward at the best of times, but once you get the feel for it, it's really not that bad. And if you watch the series that we have going every second Tuesday, it's called Bind It All, and we show, Suzanne from Nonstop Papers and I show different binding methods, and it's a lot of fun. But I'm still going to do this one. So what I do is I take a lined piece of paper. That kind of gives me a starting point. But my pages were just a little too, my signatures are too wide, so I had to kind of adjust for it a little bit and not go into every line, or these lines weren't thick enough. I don't know, but I just adjusted it. But at least I know that I'm following a line, and I know they're straight. And I have it marked for the top. So I'm going to put this over like this, because this is the top, and this is my top journal, or signature, sorry. And I am just going to take my awl, and I'm just going to place this like this, because there's my top. And I'm just going to place it in there, and I'm just going to run my signature, my awl through my signature. And I didn't make them very thick because I want to add a lot to it in ephemera and such, but I didn't want it to be like a gator mouth. So I'm really trying to work on the whole gator mouth thing. So that's one. I don't mind a gator mouth. Look at this page here. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that Nora, she knows what she's doing. I love this page. And I thought it went very well with this kit and needed to go in there. The Cottage Dreams is a beautiful kit. And top. Just make sure it's in there where it's supposed to be. One day I might invite Nora to come over and we can do some papers together and get her techniques. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I know that's done with a stencil, but it's just gorgeous. And I think I have it upside down. Oh, we don't want upside down. No, no. Oh, look, I have this whole thing upside down. No, my butterflies are right. That's right. This page is upside down. This one. Well, let's. Good thing we fixed. We noticed that before. There we go. Wouldn't want the bees flying upside down. So beautiful. And what I did with, we'll do some of those too, but what I did with those pages that are not nice, I took and I've started making a few different things to go inside the journals, inside each signature. And I will show you as soon as we get this taken care of. And I have 5 signatures going in this little gal. Always make sure that mine is on top. I do like how this one sits inside of the journals too. If it's not too bulky, it really sits nice. It folds flat, or it lays flat. That's what I was trying to say. Not folds flat, lays flat. Okay. I have a cold or something coming on, and I'm not liking it. A very sore throat. This is supposed to be summer. I shouldn't be getting a summer cold. But our weather hasn't been that great either. Wind. Oh my gosh, wind. It's crazy. Okay, so there's our last of that. We can put that away. Saturday, I was talking to Nora on Friday, and I said to her, well, you can always come over and craft with me. And we kind of laughed, and I thought, oh, when I got off the phone to her and I had the evening to think about it, I thought, you know, if somebody actually were to come over and say, hey, let's craft, I couldn't even get in here hardly. So that motivated me to get my craft room cleaned up. And I now have space galore. Oh, it's actually can be quite inspiring when you've got a cleaner space to play in. But yes, I got everywhere. I love it. Okay, so then I'm just going to take my top here and we're going to sew into it this way, because this is the part we're going to glue into our spine. And this is my first one. I'm going to start, I believe for me, and I don't know if it's the way I do things or what, but for me, it's always easier for me to start on with the back one. So we go in and in. Let that go to there. And as the first couple are really seem awkward to get in there. Then I don't know, then it just goes better. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to make a liar out of me. And there's some fun things happening. Fun things happening around. Don't know what all groups you're involved in, but there's many challenges and giveaways. And why did that go underneath there? Oh, that's okay. It's okay. My papers, I couldn't cut. Why I didn't cut more is beyond me, but I didn't. So it's very short to that side, but that's okay because it's really not going to matter. I just have to get it in the hole, that's all. Okay, and then back through here. We'll hold this snug, and you just always want to make sure that you're, just like when sewing any signature in to anywhere, you always want to make sure that everything is nice and snug. This one is going to be, there we go. And if you are watching our Bind It All series, and if you think there's one that you would like to see, a binding method that you would like to see, please leave me a comment. Leave me a comment, and Suzanne and I will certainly give it a go. We're doing the accordion style next. And then we're going to do a live and discuss our methods and what we liked and what we didn't like. So stay tuned. Okay, so there's one. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Rather have too much than not enough, right? And if you have other different, if you have methods that you like to bind, like I said, this one here is one that I really like. But yeah, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'd like to, I'm all about learning new things, and I really do want to. I like to learn new things, but I also like to have it not too complicated, or if I find something complicated, I try to find a way to make it easier. Excuse me. Alrighty, make sure that we're lined up on the right. I've done that before where I'm not in my string has gone over to there or something. That's not good. And we're going to go in our same hole here, missing the thread. I do prefer, I've done many journals where I've bound them with embroidery cotton, and it works just fine, but I really do prefer the wax thread. And you can take and run your embroidery thread through over a candle and get it waxed up a bit, or beeswax if you have beeswax. It just helps. It just helps. 2, 3. Alrighty. Yep. Hold on now. There we go. And let's see. That's a beautiful page. Oh, I love that page. And have you followed Kim's challenge for the first week? It's the envelope challenge, a mailer. I love using mailers. I use them a lot, but I also have a lot. And I was looking at that and I'm going, I need to really start using these a lot more than what I do, because I've got quite the collection of them. And paper bags, oh boy. So, in keeping with Sophie's use up her stash thing, which is what I'm trying to do in 2025. Not that I'll get it all used up, but at least if I'm putting stuff, every time I make a journal, put something from my stash in there. Eventually I will get it used up, I'm sure. I've seen, there was a post, and it was well, it was on Facebook, of course, because, you know, that's where usually the posts are. But it was, I'm trying, and I might just mess this up. But it was something to do with, I'm trying to use up my stash because I'm afraid if I die, my husband will sell it for the amount that I told him I paid for it. You know, oh, we do tell little white lies sometimes, don't we? I have. Just little white lies. Just little ones. But don't tell him that. I don't want him to know that. Okay. And I'm going to leave these strings long because I want to add something to each one. There's many little butterflies and bees and cute little things in this kit, and I want to add something to, a little charm to each of the signatures. There we go. Almost there. And I'm going to put that right there. And there we go. Get in there. These big clips, they really come in handy. Okay. Put that out there like so. String out of the way. There we go. Oh, I must say that this is going together much easier than what it has in the past. Okay. Sometimes I really struggle with this, and sometimes it must be, maybe it's because it feels sorry for me because I have a cold coming. I don't know. Yeah, sure so. Okay, and the last one. Now, I like to leave my pages hanging over a little bit because I like to make them look like they've been really used, aged, and all that ratty-tatty. Threading a needle, I'm not that great at, apparently. There we go. I'm just gonna have to take a sip of my coffee. Okay, there, that's better. I don't like sore throats. Does anybody? Okay. There we go. Like, somehow I got this one really long. And just pull it nice and tight. There we go. And one last hole here. Get it in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Make sure that we got that in snug. Under the bridge. Nice and snug, nice and snug. There we go. That one could have been a little tighter, but that's okay. That's all going to get glued down anyways. Okay, let's get rid of this. Of course, I put my thing of needles away. Okay, so there's our little signatures. Our signatures are journal wall bound, ready to go. I'm just going to get rid of these guys here because I got a clean desk. I got to keep it that way so that you guys don't see my mess. Make it easy, so there we go. Okay. There we go, cleaned up. So, normally what I would do now is I would take and glue this in, but I'm not going to glue it in just yet because we're going to work on this cover. And I have saved a few things. I've got some cheesecloth here, some dyed, some white. I have a book page, and I have this little teacup. And this here, I believe, is in the Just Because. If you haven't grabbed those yet, you might want to. Now, I found this, I had this box, and I really like the box. So I've saved it, and I keep ripping pieces off of it because it's nice. I like it. I like the box. And I thought, could do that. I like this little, where flowers bloom, so does hope. So I like that because this is cottage garden. So there's going to be lots of flowers in here. But I think I kind of like that better than, right? So I think so. I think I like that better. She's going to have to go inside the book. Okay, so let's get some tearing going on here. We don't have to do too much. I just want to have a little bit, maybe. Just kind of something sticking out, you know? There's something sticking out. And maybe a little bit sticking out here. Don't mind that. So let's get, do we want the white or do we want the off-white? Oh, off-white. It's always off-white, isn't it? I always pick off-white or coffee stained or whatever. I did this, I had this was a really big piece and I worked it down pretty small. Okay. And we're just going to, I think, just take and maybe put a little bit here, a little bit there, some on there. So I like layers. And I think maybe we'll ink this. I'm using bundled sage in here because I think that goes very well with the colors in here. And I think, you know what it really needs, and I forgot to grab some. I'll bet you that would just make it pop. Hold on. I have this, I don't even know what it's called. Well, it's something to do with florists use it, but I got it in a bunch of different colors, and I packed it away all neatly yesterday, or when I was cleaning up. So why wouldn't I use it, right? Now I know exactly where it is. But I think that will make it just pop. And that's what we need, is some pop, right? And then I think we need to ink the edges on here. If I had some stamps out, I might do some stamping on there, but give it a little bit of fun here. Kind of, oh, and some moss. Oh, some moss would look really pretty on that too. But that I'd have to go look for that. But moss would look really pretty on that. Okay, let's see now. Don't overthink it, just do it. Is that what you're saying to me? Am I hearing that right? Don't overthink it, just do it. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm going to cut this in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. And I'm just going to bring it up here. Right, like so. So we have a little bit on either side. And we're going to... Okay, should we, don't overthink it, so just, or should we do this? Oh, that looks a little better, do you think? And then if we did, get rid of that, get rid of something like this. I am overthinking this, really I am. But I do like, okay, where's my pieces? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do it. What we're going to do all along here. Don't overthink it. You overthink it too much already. Right? Yeah. I always have such a trouble with the covers. That and closures. There we go. And then we're going to put... Let's put... No. Let's get this piece down here. Let's do it. Okay, and then we're going to take this and just put it right down in the middle. No, we're not going to glue it down because I know what happens. It doesn't. Good luck gluing it down. So I'm going to just put this in here, and this will go in there, like so. Okay, looks good to me. And we can kind of judge how much. Okay. And then I'm going to put this underneath here. Like so. And I did not set the timer because why would I? Okay, and then we have, I know I have, there it is. So now I'm going to take and just cut this because I'm going to put a little piece up here. Right? A little piece up here. Okay, and then I think just a little. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Oh boy, oh boy. I can see I'm gonna have to take something. Oh, I don't like being sick, people. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, and then we're just going to make this go over here. Like so. So there's a little bit here and there. And let that go out there like so. Maybe put this over here a little bit. So it looks more like it's there. Okay. And okay, we're just going to take a little here. Okay, and just want it sticking out here and there. Yeah, I don't really want no rhyme, no reason to it. Okay. And I'm going to just take and glue this all down. I should be letting my glue come down so it does not ooze all over the place. That is one thing I keep forgetting to do. But we're going to put a nice, sufficient amount of glue on here. And a bloop. And a bloop there. Just because we want that to be glued in. No worries of it ever coming loose. I'm going to put my lid on that. Maybe it doesn't bloop. Maybe it won't bloop. Okay, and then I'm going to put that right about like so. And I think what I might do with this is maybe shrink down one of these guys, shrink it down and put it up in the corner somewhere. That would be pretty. Okay, and then we want to make kind of like a little cluster, we'll call it, and a little bit of this. And do I have? Oh, you know what I do? No, yes. Let's see. What would this look like on there? I have a little piece. Maybe not. But let's just make a little piece. Because I'm thinking that if we put a little something to give a little bit of another layer. It's all, clusters are all about layers, aren't they? And I'm just going to take and put this down here because this is approximately where we're going to put our cluster. And I'm going to ink a little bit. And I may, off camera, find some of that moss and just put a little moss in there because I think that's what it needs. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the corner. Glue on that. Okay. And we're just going to take and I think right about like so. Can you hear my birds singing to me again? They know I'm not feeling good, so they're singing to me. Yeah, sure they are. So, yeah. Is that going to be too much, you think? Or should we just do that? Don't overthink it. Just do it. Okay, we're just doing it. There, just a little bit. I think we're going to put some moss around that anyways. I don't know yet. Okay, and we're just going to put this right up there like that. Okay, so there's our cover done. I'm not digging this piece here. So let's just get rid of that. There we go. I like that better. Okay. And then I'll show you some of the few things that I did with some of the pages in here. I took, this here is the first week challenge, and I thought that could go right on the front page here, just like so, or maybe over here, but I'll see. So some of the things that I did, I took my torn pages and just added them in. And on this one here, I made this a small signature because I want to, not on that one, I think I'm going to do it on, this is a pocket. I made a little pocket in there. This one here, this here, I did this, and I'm going to, well, let's just put it in there and hope for the best, and then I'll show you what it is. We got to decorate it up in that, but I'm keeping you in suspenders or suspense. Okay, so we're just going to put this right about like this. And it still stays in the, it still looks good in the journal, that's what I'm trying to say. And once this is dry, this is then going to become a flip out. Lots more journaling space here, but I wanted to put that in after, and then it goes in like so. And then what else do I have in here that I did some funny things with? Oh, there's this page here. I got to, you see what I did here. Oh no, that's okay. So these are pockets that I made too. Because I thought, well, again, kind of disguising that paper a bit and just, you know, making something out of it that will decorate. And this one here, I left room so we can put some stuff in here on the edges like I like to do. And this one here is an actual pocket here that I just tore. I just put two pieces of paper together and I tore it. And this here is a little pocket in here. So that's just playing with the paper, and we're going to play with a little more and start creating things that we can throw into this little journal. What else did I do? I did other fun things. Oh, this here is a tuck this way. And also a pocket this way. So we'll have fun with that. And then this one here is did we tuck it in here? No, we did not. So this one, I just did kind of a two thing. We'll do another one of those, but we won't sew it in. This one I made into a pocket though. And did we do anything else? No. So let's have some fun. And then we can glue it in and call it done for now. So another thing that I did with those papers was I did one of these. And this is so simple. So very simple. So I just took, I don't want to take my good pages. I want to use my ones that my printer was misbehaving with. So this one here, all I did, that was so simple. I took my paper like this, and I just want to make sure that it's going to fit in my signature. So I can see that I'm going to have to trim a little bit off of that. No problem. I'm just going to do like so. And I'm going to, I have a tab ruler here that I used. So I'm just going to take this and right about here. Like so. And then we're going to do the same. I want a little more jaggy raggy edges. There we go. And then I'm just going to glue this little bit in here once I can find my glue. Like so. And then I just went and folded it up like that. So you can make that as whatever weight, whatever height you want to. You can see on this one I made it a little bigger, but I haven't glued it together yet. And I'm just going to glue along here. Just something really quick and easy pocket. We have many pockets in the kit, but also I'm just trying to use up these pages that don't look the best for me. And so that one, we're just going to glue that in. We'll decorate it and just glue it in along with this one. And that's what we're going to do next week, is get it all decorated up and have some fun. And so then I made another one of these, and I know I did this before. Oh, there's Nuggets going, wait, what about me? Now, what I did was I took two of these pieces of paper. I'm just going to get this over here. Oh dear Nugget, oh dear Nugget. Didn't care about me until this door is closed. Then he cares. Okay, so I'm going to just take and I'm going to do it this way together because you can see I have fancy here and then fancy there. So I'm just going to quickly glue. I can get rid of this ruler for now. Move it off. And I'm just giving it like not even it doesn't need a lot. A little crooked, that's all right. I like these ones, I really do. I'm going to use one as a belly band and one as just a pocket. And we can take and trim this up a little bit before we get too crazy about it. Is it going to be straight? Probably not, because Sophie can't cut a straight line. Can't sew a straight line either. Okay, close enough. Okay, so then I just took and I folded it in. And basically you fold it into how wide you want it. Okay, so you can fold it. I'm going to do it just like this. So it just creates that. And then smoosh it down. Keeping it as straight as we can. And I am going to just double check something here because I know before we get started that my page might, oh, we're good, we're good. Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't too long. Okay. Straighten it up a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. So then we're just going to take and fold this in half. Sure. And then we're going to fold up to our line here where we folded in the center. Just going to do that. Of course, because I glued two pieces together, it's a little more solid, but I'm okay with that. I think it's okay. And you can see sometimes when you fold paper, it doesn't necessarily always want to cooperate. So if you just take and cut a little bit off, that's okay. And we're folding this one up to the center as well. Okay. Now you can decide on which way you want it to be on the inside if you wanted to. And we're just going to take and cut this right to this point here. Now, if you wanted to do bigger ones, you could probably just do a big one. But I'm going to do 4 little ones because that's what I like. We're going to do the same on this side. And then you can take and fold them this way if you wanted to. Oh, you know what you could do? That would be pretty too. Okay, I'm getting mixed up here. Get this down here. Get this down here like so. There we go. So you could do it this way. But I'm not digging it that way because something's got to be different here. So if you did this way, what if you did this way? I'm just playing now. If you did this way, that would be okay. Let's see, let's ink that. Because what you could also do then is you could have a little tuck here. And it was probably me and my folding that's saying nay, nay. But that should help you see a little better what I'm seeing. Like so. And then create a little tuck right here. I like that. Okay. So let's do, we're going to do this one in, and we're just going to fold it to here. They don't have to, you stuff them so full, they don't have to be perfectly even. You can do different designs within, and maybe we'll do this one down to here. How about that? How about that? Eh? Get them a little different but the same. Okay. I can see this here should be like this. Let's do this, and then we can trim. That leaves a little wider on the box here. On the it should be down here, shouldn't it? Yes, it should be. Right, like so. What am I doing? What am I doing? My goodness. Okay. And then that gives us that. I like that. I like that. Okay. So this one here, we're going to fold in. But I don't want to miss all that. Oh, that's on that side too. All right. So we can do this down to here. Right, and then this one, we're gonna, oh, I won't see, oh, see, oh, but that's what it is. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. There we go. And then this one is going to be inward, right? Right to where are we? Sure. And then this one's going to be outward, like so. Okay, let's trim. Let's trim and make it pretty. Okay. I just need to trim this little bit off here. And I think that's really the only place we're going to trim anything. Maybe a little off of here, like so. Yep. And I'm going to take this little bit here where I got it crooked. There we go, get rid of that too. Okay. All right, now let's do some serious inking. Let's do some serious inking, and then we can do some serious gluing. But Mommy, how dare you? How dare you? You're locking me out of here. Now, you can glue. I'm going to glue mine. I like glue. But you could use washi tape on here. Okay, so I'm just going to take and put a little dab of glue right here, just to hold that. Let's do the same thing here. Little dab of glue. Just hold that. Because I really do want just a little, like if you put a little tuck, a little tag, a little something, something in there. I think would dress it up nicely. You just have to wait, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to take and glue this one down first. And then this one. Keeping just the thinnest line you can. Gives you more room for play. And we're going to just glue that down too. And oops, put that down. And then this one. And then this one can go down. This one, a little bit of glue there. A little bit of glue there. It's always so hard to decide which papers to cover up because it's always so beautiful. We're just going to do this, and then we can this kit screams laces to me. Lace, ribbon. There we go. And I'm going to use this as a belly band because I like that idea. And I see I got a little crooked there, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. We'll fix it. So now we have our pocket. If I had stuff cut out, I could put stuff in there. So we have our pocket here, but we also have a pocket in here too. So each one has 2 pockets you could use, but look at how cute that is, see? And this one here has less decoration on it, so this one would be really pretty to do that. In fact, that might be just where that's going to stay. So there's one thing that we can do with our papers that are messed up. And then I have a few more. I have 4 more. So let's do something with them. Let's go. Let's go 1, 2, and 1, 2. So now with this one, we can make some envelopes, which I think is what I would like to do with these, is make some envelopes, because those can go straight into our journal. And make sure that there's, yeah, okay. So I'm going to do this again. And then we can decorate the journal, the envelopes, and you're not even going to know that they're really not a good print. But we still get all that beauty in there. I'm not angry at the way that it printed, because it still gives that, I don't know what, shabby look. We'll call it a shabby look. But that's not the way the papers look when your printer prints properly. And over here, I'm going to do that same thing with this one. Oh my goodness, he's telling a story to anybody who will listen. Yeah, poor Buggy Boo. My poor Buggy Boo. Yeah. I am going to get the measuring stick out. I'm going to get the ruler out so I know how big my envelopes need to be. Okay, so we have 9 1/4, was it, by 8 1/4. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy envelope maker. Oops. And my envelope maker. So what if we do 8? What do we get if we do 8 1/4? 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Okay, 3 by 7. That'd be a perfect size. So we're going to make 8 1/4, 8 1/4. We're going to square. And we're going to cut this size off. And make sure that arm is straight. That's something that really bothers me. I get caught on that many times. Should probably wait till the glue dries to do this, but okay. And let's make sure that this is 8 1/4. Yes, it is. Okay, and then we're going to do this too, 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Dry glue is a good thing. Okay. We'll use those up, no worries. Okay, so we have 8 1/4, 8 1/4. And when we have 8 1/4, 8 1/4 paper. So it's 8 1/4 paper, and we are going to score at 2 and, gotta take my glasses off to read that, 2 5/8. Pretty sad when you gotta take your glasses off to read, isn't it? Okay, anybody else gonna do that? Okay, so 2 5/8, and that would be 3/8, 5/8, so right there. So that's gonna be our first. And then I'm going to go here, follow this line that we just made. Follow that line we just made. The first time I did it, I thought I had to keep cutting and scoring at that same mark that I started with. I thought, well, this doesn't look like no envelope. Okay, there we go. Oops, what's going on here? Why did that not go very good? Let's see, let's do it again. We can. There we go. I see it's a little off. A little bit. That's okay. We'll fix that. We'll fix that in the edit suite, as my boss used to say. Okay, 2 5/8. Score. We'll have to do some trimming anyways. The flap is always too long on this style. Always too long. Oops. Why am I so far off here? Because you're not in the right spot. Oh, that really is off. But I'm in here where I'm supposed to be. Am I? Yep. Okay. And we're just going to put that over there for now. Okay. Of course, if you don't have an envelope maker like this, it's not a big deal. You can always take an envelope apart and use that as a template. And we're just going to take this little overhang off. Okay. And let's put this down here. That's what I mean by the flaps are always too big. But that's okay, because we're going to take and go right across even like this. And just cut that. So we'll probably use that piece too. And then this here, we're just going to take and snip this. I know it won't be pointy, but I'm okay with that. Because, well, no, yeah, because it's not going to matter, because I am going to put this as a flip in my journal. So it's not going to, you're not going to, in fact, probably end up cutting that down more. But now we can make this an envelope, or we can keep it like this and keep this as a tuck. So I'm not going to do anything with these just yet until we start putting them in the journal and decide what we're going to do with that. And I'm just going to do the same thing here. I don't want that as my inside, I want that as my outside. And we're just going to do like so. Little trim. A little trim. Look at how pretty. Oh, this is such beautiful paper. Such beautiful papers. And I think I am going to leave this with this on there. I'll probably take this one off, but I'm going to leave this one because if you put, let's see, if you put, let's just take this little tip off of here. Okay, if you take this off of here. All right, so when you put this onto a page, let's grab a page. Okay, so let's do this on, let's say we're going to do it on this one. Oh, I don't want to cover that up either. We're just playing. We're just playing. So if you do this, and then you put this on here, that becomes a beautiful tuck spot page, doesn't it? And then this is nice. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to leave that one right there because that's what we're going to do. So I have to glue this into place. And this here page looks to me like it's too long along with that one. But if we take and we'll do it once it's in the book and glue it in place. We'll muss with that one. So I'm just going to take and give these guys a good gluing on the paper and my threads. Nice amount of glue. And that's too, if their threads are not quite as solid as you want them to be, this will make them solid. Okay, get that lid on there so it doesn't bloop bloop out on me. And we got it up right side up and the cover is right side up, so we're just going to place this right in here, right where it's supposed to be. Make sure we're right like so. And then I'm just going to take my ruler and go into the signatures and push that down and push it down. So I go in the middle and the front just to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be and nicely pushed down. Oh, it sounds like somebody's getting ready to go somewhere. Oh, we can't push that down in there. Okay. Lovely. We'll deal with that next time. So there we go. I'm going to just let this guy sit up like this and push it down and get it to nice and dry. So thank you for joining me today. Next time we're going to have all my fussy cutting done and we're going to decorate. We're going to decorate. And I still have a few pages to play with yet of the nice print ones. So we'll make some letters to go into our envelopes or something. I don't know yet. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Have yourselves an awesome day. Take care. Oops, bye-bye. I almost forgot. The password is Jasmine, all in capital letters. JASMINE. And I will leave the link to those sovereign freebies in the description below. So now, have yourselves an awesome day. Bye-bye.